I tell people who run their organization, try as much as possible, not just to invest in yourself as an individual, as the owner of the company, also try your best to invest in your employees, because the people you invest in, of course, will come back to your organization to help you grow your organization better, to bring back what they have learned and add it back to the organization. So this is of award as well that I have personally received. Also the under 40 awards, entrepreneurs CEO award. So them. I also tell people about your network. Your network determines your network is determined by your network. The people you have around you in your life determines how far you will go in life. So try your best to surround yourself with positive individuals, with people who actually will help you to reach your dream faster. So what is your dream? Maybe your dream is to make 2 billion naira. Now, one of the things you need to do, or 2 billion in dollars, one of the things you need to do is to circle of people. How can you get a circle of people? By going to where they go, by actually also reading the books they read. You can connect with them. You can connect with them on social media. Sign up for their courses. Some of them have some course, some trainings. Sign up for it. That's the way to enter into their circle. That's the way to connect with them. Now, offer free services to them. Offer pro bono services to them as well. All this can make you go into their circle and get some of the secrets which they're using to play and stay afloat at the top. Okay. This is one of my mentors, okay, who actually made 60 million naira after my training, and Jessica, and I'm proud of her, and I'm proud of my exploits she would make in the e-commerce sector. Now, I've already spoken to you about our vision and this our mission as well. But one of the things we are out there to do, that we keep pushing forward to do, is to ensure we help to eradicate the level of, to reduce the number of people who actually are or not being able to have a home of their own. So we are trying to reduce the housing deficit in Nigeria. That is one of the things that we're trying to also achieve, and ensure that the over 28 million people who actually do not have a house of their own, at least a percentage of those number of people can get their own home. And what you need to understand, some of you say, you know what, oh, things are actually, every time things are actually changing, people are not making as much as they should make. Now, you are saying that because that is what is happening to you, but that is not what is happening to everyone. And that's why you should not begin to use your mouth to cage your destiny. So many people has used their mouth to cage their destiny, looking at what is happening in the environment to make that to become what will happen in their life. So the moment you do not allow what is happening in your environment to begin to actually determine your future, to determine your tomorrow, you are broken yourself out of the scope, that barrier of making your environment to determine where you'll be tomorrow. So never allow your environment to be a judge of where you'll be tomorrow, because if you do, guess what? It will drag you back to the mud, even worse than the place you currently are. So it doesn't matter where you are right now. Just keep seeing yourself at the top. Keep seeing yourself at the top. I remember when we go for some of our inspection, and I'm talking to my yourself living in a property like this. See yourself and your wife, see your family living there. There's nothing stopping you that says that. Forget the fact that you're a driver. You can achieve it. The moment you cage your mind that you cannot achieve it might just take a while, but you will definitely achieve it. Just believe and strongly have it at the bottom of your mind. In no time, you will definitely get there. So everyone just joining me now, whether you're joining from Facebook, you're joining from YouTube, Instagram, you are here watching live on the Zoom platform, I need you to do something. Two things. Number one, tell me your name, tell me where you're watching from. Then number two, take the link of this webinar right now, share them, repost them among your friends, among your loved ones. Let as many people as possible be a part of the webinar tonight, because what they are going to hear is going to definitely change their lives. If you don't have a good network, you want to go to any area that has a very good network, or you want to ensure that you actually, apart from going to an area that has a good network, if they have two other network provider, use them. For instance, I have this, I have another one here. All of them are being plugged right now. And I still have my home internet, and I still have another. So I have about 4 internet that are always there, ensuring that there is no issue when it comes to me having a live show. So for those of you watching, we have a conference coming up next month, which is the Wow Africa conference. And it's going to be happening in Lagos, Nigeria, where we're going to be teaching you more about how to actually own your own home, because owning your own home before you clock 50, yes, it is a reality. It is doable. It is achievable. You just have to ask yourself, how can I own a home for how can I own a home before I clock XYZ? Okay. So let's move on in the slide. Dr. Sylvie said here, everything you need to succeed in life is within you. And this is so true. Everything we need to succeed in life has been placed into us. But the question is, are we ready to maximize it to ensure that we are able to harness those things inside of us to ensure that we are able to get the total and 100% results that we determine at the end of the day? Because everything we need to succeed, everything is already placed within us. And if you cannot, you need to find someone who can help you to harness it and bring it to its full potential so that you can get the results that you desire. Okay, so what do we understand by financial stability? I'm trying to go on Facebook now to see all the people that I have on Facebook, so I can also relate with them very well and not leave them out of the class. Okay, so I'm trying to check all our audience on Facebook as well. So if you're on Facebook, you can tell me your name, tell me where you're watching from, tell me if this is your first time, tell me if you have started enjoying the webinar already. Like I said, we have a guest coming in tonight. So let us be ready for our guest that will be showing up tonight. And for me, it's going to be a time of questions, answers, a time whereby we're going to be exposing you to more things in the real estate sector on how to own your property with ease. Now, financial stability refers to a state of one's financial affairs where they have a solid foundation and control over the economy well-being. That is, the economy doesn't control your finances. You have actually developed a way whereby you do not allow the economy to control your finances, that you are the one beginning to control how much you want to make. And that is why we are here tonight, to be able to teach you of these things. Now, what are the benefits of real estate investment? Because this is also an investment in real estate. Is passive income. You have long-term wealth accumulation, portfolio diversification, inflation edge, tangible leverage, legacy building, personal use, and social benefits. Now, I remember my son was asking me, Mommy, what's the name of your great-great-grandfather? And I said, oh, that's too much. My great-great-grandfather. I cannot even remember the name of my great-great-grandfather. Why? Because the man, of course, virtually left me with nothing I can remember his name with. So maybe he had left me with something or a very big name, maybe prevent. I would have remembered him for what he left. And that's what happens. A lot of people going round and round and round the circle, going round and doing the rat race. And at the end of the day, no result to show for it. So, and also another thing is that you need to know the time to invest and the time also to begin to reap. Now, for instance, why am I saying the time to invest? Now, some people are going to be saying in their minds that, you know what, this old dollar issue, maybe for those who are Nigerians in diaspora, for instance, oh, it's going to be allocated. So, you know what, tomorrow, I'm going to invest. Let me shock you. You might think tomorrow is still going to be there. But tomorrow, guess what? The old dollar might have been regulated. And that tomorrow you said you are going to invest is no longer, the dollar rate, maybe for instance, is no longer like what you were exchanging it to, because now there is no 1,000 to $1 anymore. And I tell Nigerians in diaspora, the best time for you all to invest is actually right now, because it is to your advantage, even if those of us in Nigeria know that it is to our advantage. And another thing also is because Nigeria, as you see right now, with the way the complaints and everything is going on all in Nigeria, Nigeria has been seen, or there's a projection rather, that shows that Nigeria is going to be the 5th best economy in the world. And currently, as we speak, the biggest US consulate is being built here. So if the biggest US consulate in the world is being built in Lagos, that is to tell you something, that I shouldn't joke with this country. This country is flowing with milk and honey. And now, if Nigeria is going to be the 5th best economy by 2075, now a lot of us here be alive by that time. In 2075, every one of us will be alive by that time. So what question will you ask yourself? Will you ask yourself questions like, or will you say to yourself rather, oh, they told me to buy property access, but I declined, I refused. But right now, I wish I did. Now, a lot of people who actually became sensitized about property years ago that were taking it for granted, now wish they had bought those properties at that time. But the truth is, now that they know, what have they done? Some can't even know. I mean, some don't even know that there's a way they can afford a property even while they are being at a paid employment. There's a way they can actually afford that particular, and it is what you not that phone those people. Now, the fact that you have no knowledge of it is what makes so many people not to be able to own their property, either before they clock 50 or either before they leave or they get to their stricken age. And the truth is, you do not even need, like I told you earlier, to have the. And this is not just for Nigerians only, this is also for Nigerians in diaspora. So anywhere you are in the world, you want to buy property in this country, you can afford to buy that property in this country. All you need to have is about 20% of the property, 20% down payment of that property, and you can either move into the or into, which of course end up paying your bills back at the end of the day. Come on, guys. This isn't. So now, for those of you who have been learning, like I said, I need you to type in the comment box, I am learning, I am learning, I'm learning, okay? I am learning, I am learning, I am learning. Thank you, my brother Femi Farumbi says, type out what I'm saying. Okay, everything you need to succeed in life has been placed within you. Yes, is watching from Abeokuta. Good to have you joining live tonight. For those of you joining on Facebook, for those of you joining also on YouTube, we are joining on the Zoom live. Welcome to you all. To have you here. Thank you for being a part of the live show. And kindly do me a favor, share this video as many times as possible. Let's have great and amazing people like yourself come join us tonight. Our guests will soon be up, and it's going to be a question and answer time for them. Now, this is it, the world top 5 economy in the world. And number 5 at 13.1 trillion US dollars is Nigeria. That should send a message to you. I just with this country that nothing good will come out of its Jerusalem. There is a lot of goodies that will come out of this country. I've seen a lot of people trying to relocate, not trying to, relocating back the same countries where people are living, saying that after working years and years and years, they enjoy more peace, more serenity back home and feel more secured and get to enjoy themselves more. And they are coming to establish themselves back in out. What are they seeing in this country that you are not seeing? If another man from another country will come to your country and begin to make money from this country, and you are not There's something wrong somewhere. So is it that you are making money or you are letting other people make money and you are just in the middle, you're the passerby? Now, Indonesia, we have here at 13.7 trillion US dollars. Why was 51.5 trillion US dollars? And we For those of you watching right now and you want to be a part of how to own your own home before you clock 50, how to actually use like a 20% down payment to tie the property you want to buy. Our guest tonight, like I told you, we are in partnership with them that gives a special discount to those who we bring to them that want to own their own home. What to do, like I said, pay 20% of the down payment. But we don't use this method for lands. It's just completed buildings that you can key into this offer anywhere you are in the world, just for our completed property, like I said. So it's just for that you are able to be a part and, of course, own your own. For those of you on Facebook, do not forget to keep sharing this to as many people as possible on YouTube as well. Keep sharing as well. For those of you on this, I think our guest actually is in the house today. And see, are you in the house? I can see your hand raised. Let me see. Okay, so we have Mrs. Adola Olani in the house. So let's promote her to a panelist. Those of you do not forget to keep sharing. And if tonight, of course, I want to in the comment box and say, I am learning. I am learning. Okay, so Jamie, please promote Mrs. Adiola. Okay, we'll try as much as possible to keep this short between 1 hour and 30 minutes. So we're not going to be taking much of your time. Maximum time we're going to be using here is 1 hour. So I want you to show that you tighten your seatbelt right now. You lose every competition and to learn a whole lot. Now, for those of you who would be interested in our offer by any of our properties, I'm going to be showing you some of our properties. As you can see, we have 4 million. Our list right now is 50 million naira property, or we have property as much as $5 million. As the last time I did that calculation, million, we have for 180 million, we have for 150 million, we have for 550 million, a 3-bedroom apartment. So for you to be a part, if you want to get any of these properties, so reach out to the email there. Reach out also to the phone number at the bottom of this slide. You can reach out to that number as well, and they will tell you the processes on how to get all of our properties. So that we can have her join the class and share. She has a team also with her here in the house. So she has a team in the house. I love her spirit. I love her energy. So guys, please bring Mrs. Adiola up, promote her to a panelist. Let's have her in the house. Okay, good to know. Mr. Oluwaseun Adeyemo says, I am learning. I am learning. Beautiful. Good to know that. Okay, can we promote Mrs. Adola to a panelist? Oh, I think she maybe a network. Okay, she's not online as we speak. So let's wait for her to come back online and be a part. So how many of you give 20% payment before I came here? You believe you can own your own property, your own dream home before you clock 50. Now I've noticed a trend, and years back, it used to be the civil servants that were really, really keen on getting their own property. And we have a lot of those civil servants who got their own property quite early in life. And I asked myself this question: is it the same, the rate at which people who are no longer in the civil service at their own property like they used to? And because of a lot of environmental factors, a lot of challenges ongoing now, you will, if care is not taken and you are not extremely intentional, you discover that even you have clocked 50, when you have 55, might likely still be in a rented apartment. Why? Because the intentionality is not there. You are not intentional about ensuring that you get your own home before you clock 50. Because what happens is that a property I used to be for the by tomorrow it can go up to be 55 million. Why? Because of the environmental factor that actually added to it. So could also make your pricing go the pricing of that particular property change before you even know it. Okay, so do we have a house? And sure that we brought up soon. So our guests in the house, are you in the house already? So we have Abbas Ude, pardon me, those on Facebook, who is asking, how can I get a list of the properties? Okay, and they can share some of the brochure with you. So all you need to reach out to Gtext so that you can reach out to them. Please, guests in the house, please use the comment session to actually type out that you are here so that I can let the IT department be informed, and of course have you come and discuss with us. So I'm trying to type the contact to people on Facebook, so can reach out to +29 +234 6110 2000, or call +234 9050 8712. So yes, +234 9050 87, okay, 897, pardon me, 897 897 612. Okay, so those are the two numbers. I've dropped them. Mr. Barnabas will reach out on WhatsApp to either of these contact details. I will show you the properties that we have, of course, and you let us know and how you can get that. Okay. So for of you who are so interested, you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're on YouTube, watching this right now, you also can take advantage to own your own property. So we have Mrs. Adiola on the call tonight, so we can bring her up. Do we have Mrs. Adiola on the call tonight? Do we have Mrs. Adiola on the call tonight? Okay, please, if you are on the call tonight, kindly type with the emoji, I am here, or use the emoji sign, or you can type I am here. And please do so that I know if I should just continue or I bring you on board. Okay. So let's just move on while we wait for them. I'm sure when they are here, they'll leave a message for me in the chat box. Okay, so let's just move on. So on my slide today, I'm sharing slide. I hope I'm sharing. Okay, we have spoken about this. Okay, so we have different types of real estate, but the one we are tonight that we are going to be working with you, if you want to get any real estate in that sector, is residential real estate. We're not talking about commercial investment. We're not talking about land banking. I already told you about real estate crowdfunding. We're not talking about that. But from your residential, you can still use the same real estate for your vacation rental home. And that is one of the services that really does so much in my own country. That particular service in terms of vacation rental home, I'm talking about short-let homes right now, really, really sells, okay? There's a whole lot of profits or money that can be made from that sector. So Mary, please reach out to Mr. Adiola and the team to join right. We're getting them to join the webinar now so that I can bring them up. They do their own little introduction and people want to be a part also can join. Like I told you, if you want to get a property, let's assume I showed you a property earlier and you want to get a for 80 million naira or 55 million naira, then you only need 20% down payment. And because they are partnering with us, they are giving you even a better interest rate. Okay, let me respond to Mrs. Adiola's call. She's trying to reach me. Hello, Mrs. Adiola. Oh, madam. Please go ahead. I can hear you. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. We have to pick a call while I'm on a webinar. For those of you that know me, never done that. Sorry about that. Okay, so for those of you who are watching, okay, who are actually on the live call tonight. Sorry that those on the Zoom call, those on the YouTubes, those on the webinar call as well, and those on Facebook. So sorry about that. So we're going to continue our webinar right now. Just a minute, let me continue sharing my slide. But if you have questions, you can keep dropping in the throwing in the questions right now. So you can keep throwing in the questions, okay? Okay, so for instance, now this is a property now that I was explaining to you earlier that this property is actually for 55 million naira. So for this particular property that is 55 million, you, instead of you to actually, you should actually pay 55 million naira for this property. What you're going to pay is about 20% of this property. Now, that's why it's always good to work with mortgage facilities, mortgage financial institutions, mortgage plan, which is what at Gtext we're actually doing to give you that mortgage facility that can help you to own your own home. So what they do is that they do is depending on your retirement age. So let me assume that, for instance, I'm 20 years of age and I want to get a mortgage for about 55 million. Now, if I get a mortgage for about 55 million naira, so what happens at the end of the day is that I pay 20%, and due to the fact that my retirement age is going to be more than 20 years before I get to retire, so I'm paying my mortgage within my active years of being able to work at any organization for 20 years. So being able to work at any organization, I can actually go ahead and continue this mortgage. But of course, it's better if you pay before the 20 years elapse. So what they also do is to ensure that if the mortgage actually which you are getting, pay 20%, so you keep paying depending on your agreement with them, you keep paying your funds back. Of course, when it now comes to you owning the property, it's not as if they're going to withhold this from you. You automatically have keys to your property. So when you have the keys to your property, of course, you can move in if you want to, but definitely they would have done their own research as well that you are not going to default. So if you feel that, oh, after all, I'll pay 20%, they've given me my keys and I've owned my home, default now. No, you cannot default, okay? Because you have had an agreement with them, like every week, every day, every month. I'm not saying it's weekly payment and payback. You have had an agreement with them based on my salary. You can be removing so amounts. I can be paying back 20% from my salary or 50% from my salary to the bank every month or every 3 months, which of course they would have done their research that you can actually afford such that can afford it. Okay, so that way, if I have to put down 20% or 55 million, I'm not good at maths. 10% is about 5.5. So 20% would be about 11 million naira for me to be able to drop that money and be bank. So I particular owner of a particular, I become an owner of a property, which actually I did not pay complete money. But because I'm a smart business person, I put a short on either Airbnb. Guess what? I can now begin to make my money back and even pay them. So if I even don't have the complete money before my 20 years elapse, I can quickly pay up the mortgage plan. In this country, for instance, and you'll be thinking that, oh, I cannot own a home without having the complete money. Now you know how easy it is for you to own a home, even if you don't have the complete salary, complete money at the end of the day. You can own it with ease, very, very property for yourself, okay? So I'll be taking questions now. Let me just leave a message for Mrs. Atiola, okay? They are trying to come up as well. So if you have any question, please go ahead and ask. Okay, so if you have a question in the house, please go ahead and ask questions about the mortgage, you owning a home via a mortgage plan. So if you have a question, please kindly go ahead. I'm not sure our guests will still be able to come up tonight. If you have a question, I'm trying to see the questions. I might not be able to check our YouTube tonight, but let's just have questions taken. Let's have our questions taken, but we're going to fix another timing. And I know we've been putting this, but don't worry. We're going to have a better timing where they can do it more, or you can use their platform and own a property. Okay. So somebody asking a question. After buying the property, can I demolish it and buy another structure before paying back? Madam, this is your question. You have not finished paying for a property. You want to have money to demolish. No, you cannot. Okay? You cannot. Why will you demolish the property before paying back? It doesn't even make sense. It's not a smart investment decision. You have not finished paying for the property. You now want to demolish it for what? On it when you have not finished paying for the property. It doesn't make any sense. So there is no point. Okay? There is no point. It doesn't make any sense, and you can't pay for it. But it doesn't even make any smart investment decision. You want to bring the property down when you have not paid for the property. It makes no sense. But if you are finished paying for the property, you can now decide to bring the property down. That is property, you owe nobody a dime, you owe nobody any explanation why you should bring down the property. Then it's totally fine. But you cannot demolish the property if you have not paid for the property. Okay? I hope that answers your question. So let me go on Facebook now. If you have a question on Facebook as well, okay, kindly put that comment question in the comment box. I saw a response to Blessing's question. The person says, I need to read this. It's quite funny. He said, I wonder, that person must be wicked relative. Okay, I did not laugh. I'm trying to see that I did not see that response to it right now. But if you have other questions, please go ahead and actually ask this. Okay, question is from Okpayemi on Facebook. Yes, you can actually move in, and that's why I said that is why this is really juicy for those of you who do not even know. These services actually exist in my country, in this Nigeria. You can buy a property, and like I told you, this does not suffice for landed for lands, for offline sales in terms of property that yet to be completed. These particular mortgage institutions, financial institutions we are working with, they don't give you mortgage for that. Okay, they only give you mortgage for property that has been completed. Okay, and you don't even need to do much. Or in terms of your documentation, you don't. When we get to that stage, we'll tell you those things you need to bring. Okay, I wish they could come up tonight, but they couldn't make it come up tonight anymore. But find another timing to bring you talk to you about all the documentation you bring, but they're nothing really taxing that need to bring. The major thing is that if you are buying the property for 55 million, for instance, you must show that the money that you said you'll be returning to the bank every bank every month, quarterly, your financial capability as at right now will be able to pay for it. It's not that they will have to be chasing you, running after you, before you actually pay your money. They know you are financially capable at this moment to be able to pay it, including those who are Nigerians in diaspora. All you need to show them is just payslip that you can afford it. They don't even need any documentation from you other than your payslip that you can afford to buy this property. So you can move into your property immediately, okay? One other thing they will just want you to do is to ensure that you pay for perfection of property title, which some people might want to say no, but it's for your own good. So to perfect your property title, that this property is now in your name fully, that the property is now yours, no longer in the name of the person who actually you bought that property from. So you have perfected the title of the property, okay? So that's another thing they just require that you do, but you can move into your property with your whole family. Short, if you want to carry all your village people safe inside that property, all your village people can follow you inside the property, okay? So that's not a problem. You can bring in everybody you want to bring in into the property. And like I said, you can even use the property for a short-let home, whereby, which is the amazing part I love, I am not actually using my own money to pay the mortgage anymore. I am using the money, the proceeds from the short-let to pay back this particular mortgage that I've gotten. And by the time I finish paying for that particular part, I can still take another mortgage if I want to, or most likely, of course, if I have saved enough money you should have from this particular property, you can use it to now buy your second and continue doing your short-let, or if you want to move into it, you cannot even sell the property a couple of years later after you are done paying your mortgage. You can't sell the property if you are not done your mortgage, okay? You cannot sell the property. You can only sell the property after you are done paying your mortgage. So it now means that if I sell this property, it is to my advantage, because the property I'm buying for 55 million, in a couple of years, would have appreciated. It will, of course, it will have appreciated from 55 million, maybe to now 70 million or to 80 million naira. Now you are at a better, now you have made more profit from that particular property. So you cannot even decide to even sell the property, like I said, if you want to now buy your own mansion that you want to live in, or to buy another house you want to use as a short-let home, whichever one you want to do. And like a 3-bedroom property now is very good for short-let. A 2-bedroom apartment is very good for short-let as well. A 4-bedroom as well is also very good for short-let. It also depends. Some location also, like Banana Island, depending on. And this particular season, what you guys need to understand is that this ember season that we are in now, a lot of people from diaspora will be coming in country. And what will they need? They want to stay with their family members. They want to get short-let homes whereby they'll be living in. Of course, they can go visit their family members, come back home, enjoying themselves. If because number one, maybe because of the expenses, also the fact that the home makes them feel homely, makes them feel like they are actually at the moment living in their own house. And peaceful and serene estate, and which is one of the things we offer. It is located in an estate where there's security, where there's good light, where there's water. All those things is what put into consideration before we actually put a property to put a property on the market. So these are the things we look into. So, a question, please use your comment section, ask the question. Those of you online, those of you on Facebook, those of you on YouTube, I may not be able to read your questions, But please ensure that you ask your questions now so that I can take them. We still have a few more minutes for this session to be over. I already dropped the numbers of those you can reach out to. So Mary, you can still help me drop the contact as well. For those who want to be a part of this, who want to own their own homes, the clock 50, we now know that with as little as 11 million naira, I can own a home. But don't go for that's about 4 billion naira. I have told you my own in short. Now, $5 million, nice, almost about 5 billion naira. So think before you go and collect mortgage on a property of $5 million. Especially with one shop belly full. Now, if you $5 million, you don't think of mortgage. You should think of using your own money to buy that property. So if you want to do property of 400 million, you want to do property of course, depending on how much you earn at the moment, monthly basis, you should know what you can do. You want to buy a property of 150 million, you want to buy a property of 80 million, 70 million, okay, those ones, of course, you can engage for 1.5 billion. In the bank safe or any financial institution you want to use, they will look for it before they release that money to you. Okay, so any question in the house, any question for those of you online? I'm looking at Facebook, I'm looking at the online platform, the Zoom platform as well, to ensure that we have questions I am not missing out from. So if you don't have questions, I hope you guys have actually learned something tonight. If we don't have any more questions, I hope you have learned, you know, how easy it is to actually make money. I've been waiting for this question. You don't ask a question I've been waiting for that I did not get, okay? And I said I was going to talk about it, but unfortunately, I also forgot. But the question actually now made me to remember. How much is the interest rate, Gonzo? Good question. How much is the interest rate that we are talking about? Thank you, Abayomi says, thank you for the good information. How much is the interest rate? What's the tenure? Would that reduce your interest? 100%. Let me take number 3 first. That's why I said you can have a 20. Now, the mortgage institution, for instance, are giving you 20 years to pay back your mortgage. Now, you don't need to wait for 20 years to be able to pay back your mortgage. If you can pay it back in 5 years, your interest rate reduces. I mean, if you can pay, because as you pay, your interest, of course, time. So your once you are able to pay up within a shorter period of time, if your mortgage is 20 years or 10 years, even if your mortgage is 5 years, are you able to pay your mortgage back? This is to your advantage, okay? If you're able to pay back on time, your interest rate, of course, reduces. And the tenure depends on your own retirement. Give you an example. I'm not saying, I just want to use an example. For instance, if I'm 20 and my retirement age is 40, for instance, now they have to look at if you're 20, you can afford it, your source of income can afford it at that particular time. So, and you have a 20 years mortgage plan, okay? So, of course, and you're going to retire at the age of 40. So they already know that they can give you that mortgage plan for 20 years or give you for 19 years to pay back. So you are capable and your money will be able to pay it back for you, right? So for those of you who have been making money also, you're in the real estate sector, you are making money, especially the women who are in the real estate, they are making money, they're not using their money to tie something down. This also is for you. Those housewives who are making small money as well, all these online people selling different things. This is also for you to know that it's time for you to begin to invest your money down. You don't need to wait for a huge amount of money before you invest to buy a property. You can own a property, be a house owner, be a landlord at a very tender age without having to have all the money at once to pay for it. Now, so the interest rate actually is 20%, okay, for the interest rate, which is an annual one. So that's the interest rate. Some even give as much as interest rate as much as 28%. Some theirs is as much as 25%. Okay, but the ones we're working with, we have 20% interest rate. And I'm not going to telling you the lower interest rate that we're even going to be giving you based on us, because you are coming through Gtext rate. So if you are coming through Gtext rate, of course, you get a percentage, a lower percentage in terms of your interest rate. Okay, isn't that amazing? That's amazing, right? And that means you are going to own your own home at a very little amount of money. And the truth is, it's waiting, because materials are going up. So you say, how can I pay these people 20%? If you keep waiting, materials are going up. You will not pay them, but you pay the house owner when you are now ready, times 2 of that 20% you refuse to pay. Because Nigerians, we like to do street smart. Okay, so me to have helped you to calculate it. Don't pay now, you pay heavy later. So if you refuse to say, let me be keeping my money, inflation will make your money to be ridiculous. By the time you are not ready, after keeping the money for a couple of years, guess what will happen? Your money will not be able to buy that property anymore. So a property that you saw for 75 million naira last year, as at this year, is now maybe about 90 million naira or about 100 million naira, which is even far higher than the 20% the bank would have collected in terms, I said the bank, the financial institution would have collected from you if you actually go through a mortgage. I don't know if this actually makes sense to us. If it makes sense to us. So if you are ready to own your home, of course, like I said, to us via the numbers. These are phone numbers. You can reach out to us via these phone numbers, okay? And we'll be able to tell you how you can get started. So my team will send you the properties we have, and you pick the ones you want, and we can begin to work with you on how we can actually help you through all the paperwork and ensure that you own your own home, even before this year runs out. And like I said, it's not just for Nigerians. People resident in Nigeria. This actually is open to Nigerians in diaspora as well. Okay, did you learn something tonight, guys? Did you learn something tonight? Let me know if you learned something tonight. Let me know in the comment box. Let me know in the comment box if you learned something tonight, guys. Everyone, did you learn something? Did you learn something tonight? Come on, let me see your chat in the comment box. On Facebook, let me see your message, your chat in the comment box as well. Did you learn something tonight? Okay. The number is not yet showing on Facebook. I can't see the contact details. So let me share my slide again so that you can see the phone number, the contact details of my team, and you can reach out to them to own your own home today. Okay. So let me share my screen right now. So did you learn something tonight? Everyone, type if you actually learned something tonight, and if you are going to run with what you have learned, so that you can own your own home before you clock 50. Okay, before your active years is over. 50, of course, is not as though your active years is over. I discovered that for some people right now, life begins at 50. And I've heard it as well, life begins at 50. But what I'm trying to say is that the same energy and power you're using to run, the same energy and power you're using to work right now would reduce in your 50, in your 60, okay? So why don't you, rather than waiting for your children to pay your rent at those when you're that age, why don't something that right now, that you are the one leaving something for them, not that you are sending your kids to school because you want them to be able to buy you a house. If you are still in that a cake mentality, something is still wrong with you at this stage of your life. You are still waiting that, I'm sending my children to school so that when they grow up, they'll build houses for me. God forbid, in this generation, I take out that rubbish mentality from your life. I rebuke it from your life today. If you are seeing this generation thinking that you are sending your children to school so that they can grow up and build you a house, then in short, don't let me talk so much. So if you actually learned something, don't forget to type that in the comment box. And for those of you that share this live show, okay, thank you all so much. We appreciate you. The entire staff of Gtext, we did not go to my movie nights. Today is my wedding anniversary. Thank you so much. But I'm glad that I was able to impact lives. That movie wouldn't have added any other thing to me other than that little stress and make me laugh. But I'm able to actually communicate all of these things to everyone on the Zoom call, on the Facebook call as well, and they can know how they can be a part of it. So you guys should run right now, go reach out to this contact as well, and let them begin to take you on the whole choice of this foundation for us, but they apologize that they couldn't make come up anymore. So would get so they come up and have the presentation with you. But you already know how to do that. But don't wait till property also prices increases in Nigeria before you now begin to run and take step that you want to come to Gtext Suite to own your own property, because every day prices of items goes up. There's nothing you can do. But once you tie that property down, because what you need to know is that by the time you paid the bank 20%, of course, bank will eventually pay that property on your behalf. The financial institution will actually pay for that property for you. So the financial institution will pay for that property on your behalf, and you actually can move into the just 20%. But with the financial institution we are with, you can even pay a bit less. All the secrets until they come and tell us more about it. So thank you all so much. I need to go now. Enjoy your weekend. Of course, make sure it is impactful. Don't just go and say, thank God this Friday, you go enjoying yourself. Ensure you also put something, allow something that is educating you, go into your bloodstream, something that is adding to you, bringing value to you. Ensure that you make sure that you are doing something like that to ensure that your life also is better. Those courses, those trainings you've attended, you've done nothing with them, go and dust all of them and begin to put them to use. And remember as well, if you did not come out of a wealthy family, make up your mind that today, your one lineage, even from you, wealth will come out from you. Doesn't matter if it not come out from a wealthy family. Make up your mind that wealth is going to come out from you and your generation, because you exist on this surface earth. Okay. So definitely by Yomi, we're going to send you the next webinar to your email. We're going to send it to everyone. So thank you so much. We're going to put it on our Facebook platform. And I also want you to do something. Follow Gtext Suite on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Watch out. We're going to be dropping some videos as in the hot videos. We're going to be dropping them on our YouTube channels. So you need to watch out. You need to stay tuned. Okay. Love you guys. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.